Hey everyone, long time no see. We are back in the hoop house. This is our December hoop house update. If you're new to the channel, I'm growing cut flowers in this hoop house. This is an unheated hoop house. I am here in growing zone 6B/7 in Kentucky. So I do have kind of cold winters, but not super cold or anything. And it's not super warm. But I am overwintering a lot of cut flowers here. So I thought I would show you around. Now, since our last update, we actually have started having days under 10 hours long. So we are in that kind of period of time where things aren't really actively growing now, since the days are so much shorter than they were back in, November when we planted all of this stuff. However, since the last update, I feel like they have definitely put on a lot of green growth, so we're just going to take a look around. I'll try to label as many things as possible. I can't possibly talk about all of this stuff just because there's so much of it. Going down the left side of the hoop house first, of course, my anemones are getting quite a bit bigger. I only have a few anemones this year. As I mentioned, I had a lot of trouble with sprouting these this season for whatever reason. I think it was the hot temperatures probably had a lot to do with it. It was very hot here towards the end of the year. But they're looking well. In addition, we also have the freesia. I have freesia that have been planted into the ground and freesia that have been planted in a container. Now, freesia are generally listed as cold hardy to zones 8 or 9, depending upon, what source you're looking at. Since I'm in 6B7, I'm trying to overwinter them in the hoop house. So far, the freesia bulbs that I've planted in the ground are doing really well. They show no signs of damage, and we've had some relatively cool temperatures so far this season. But the ones that are planted in the container are showing signs of damage, so I think that's really interesting. In general, containers are less hardy anyway, so it'll be kind of cool to see whether or not those make it or not. Things like the calendula and everything, they're all doing well. Love and miss nigella. You'll see later on we have tons and tons of nigella seedlings just doing their own little thing, Also, the snapdragons are Madam Butterfly. Snapdragons have gotten quite a bit bigger. I feel like these have almost doubled in size. I can't believe it. I actually got done ordering my seeds already for next year. I should have some seed hauls coming soon, since you guys like to ask, when do you order seeds? What do you do? I'm trying to get that done pretty early so we can have some content on the channel. In the winter, it's hard to have content because I'm not growing anything. I don't grow any houseplants. I know some of you guys were like, show us your houseplants. I don't have any. I'm very bad at growing houseplants. For me, it really is just better that I let nature take care of the plants, and I have as little to do with it as possible. Anyway, the snapdragons have doubled, and for next year, I have ordered the Chantilly bronze snapdragons, which I'm going to try to get to grow into bloom a little bit later after these have finished up their bloom cycle, so that should be interesting. I always love to experiment with succession sowing, even though it's a little bit difficult in my teeny tiny backyard sometimes. Also in the hoop house, the Bells of Ireland, they're doing really, really well. Technically a biennial, technically don't need to be in the hoop house, but I've never been able to grow just beautiful Bells of Ireland, like a big nice stand of them. So this year I am totally pampering my Bells of Ireland seedlings, and hopefully we can just get a huge mass of those just chartreuse kind of green, lush flowers. I think those will be really pretty, especially in our cut flower arrangements, so I'm looking forward to that. The stalks are doing well, both the stalks that I planted from plug trays and the stalks that I grew from seed. They're both doing exceptionally well. The stalks that I started from seed are actually almost caught up to the other ones. They're pretty much the same. The varieties on those are the Quartet Rainbow, which is kind of an antique cream white color with kind of pink edging or tinges or whatever you want to call it. I don't even know the words. I don't know the right words. The other one is the Cat's Formula Mix. It has a wide range of colors as well. And we also have, of course, our ranunculus, the star of the show, the main attraction here. Ranunculus are probably hands down my favorite flower. It's probably up there between ranunculus and double tulips. It's probably a tie between those two. But this year I went way overboard with these ranunculus. And I was worried that they weren't doing well because they did start pretty late because of the hot weather, but I am so pleased that they have kind of just kicked into gear. There is a lot of new growth, tons and tons of new growth. We have all the varieties that we planted from Floret, which I'm totally pumped up about, especially this champagne color. Ooh, so much variety, so many creamy, beautiful, just lovely pastel colors in that mix. I am so eager to see what that mix is going to look like when it comes out of my yard, because let's face it, everything seems to look a little bit different when I grow it. I don't know. Anyway, lovely just picotes. Is that how you say that word? I don't even know. Lovely just bicolors and pastels and salmons and purples. We've really got a huge variety of the ranunculus this year, and hopefully, you know, we can protect that through the coldest part of the winter coming up here in January and February, and hopefully by March and April we'll have some really beautiful ranunculus that I can show you guys and that we can pick and give away and do some cut flower arrangements, do all kinds of fun stuff with it. I mean, that's really about it for this update. I know it's not much, but at the same time, it's tons. Like, there's tons of little other small things mixed in. Hopefully you should have seen some of them in the video that I didn't mention. So far, I haven't had any plant losses, which is exciting. But again, that's something that might change because colder weather is on the way. It was just such a nice day today. I had to get out into the garden and I had to record this video. It was actually 50 degrees out today and sunny. That means inside the hoop house it was, you know, 75, and it felt amazing out here. I couldn't pass up the opportunity. I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did and you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. Would absolutely love to have you. I'm making videos pretty frequently. Usually it's about cut flower farming, but sometimes I do, you know, random DIYs or something like that. Be sure to tell all your friends, all that good stuff. Share it. Help us grow the channel. We would love to have you. I hope that you are having such an amazing day, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye, guys.